absorb that salt.
I'll call the city council meeting
And then
in
it gets
order.
real salty.
It is 5:30. Roll call,
Oh, we're
please.
not talking
Slusher.
about fish?
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
We can
Wojni.
afterwards.
Yes.
Holstead.
Yes.
Mazik.
Somebody must be hunting, huh?
Kevin will be here. He pledge allegiance. He'll be a little late.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clarification of posting.
Yeah.
The agenda was posted by about 10:30 on Friday, the 17th at City Hall, State Bank of Arcadia, and Arcadia Food and Appliance.
Approval of agenda, we have a 15.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
by Fetch, second by Slusher. Any questions or additions? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Fetch.
Yeah.
Wojni.
Yes.
Holstead.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public comment? Public comment? Public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Presentations, we have none this evening. Old business, approval meeting minutes from November 6, 2016.
Second.
Motion by Slusher, second by Fetch. Any questions? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Fetch.
Yes.
Wojni.
Abstain.
Holstead.
Abstain.
Slusher.
Yes.
Should we have to wait for music?
Oh, here's one.
Very end.
Here he
Joe, would you vote in favor of approving the minutes since two of the members at the table here were not at the last meeting, so they.
So
what
good.
they-
We gotta stop scheduling these during deer hunting.
Yeah.
Your buddy's on his way.
Motion carries.
Why didn't you shoot that buck? No, never mind.
Board and commission updates, we have none this evening.
Agenda.
Yep. Department updates, we have none this evening. Public hearings, we have none this evening. Item 8A, adding the day after Thanksgiving to the holiday schedule. This is something we discussed when we met with the library board, utility commission. I believe the utility commission has got it on their agenda for,
They approved it last week.
or they approved it last week. I was thinking it was this Wednesday. For the wastewater, I think was the only one, or no, electric utility was the only one that didn't have it on theirs. And we would like to add it onto ours to make everybody in the city the same. Yes.
So moved.
Motion by Fetch,
Second.
by Colston. Any questions?
This doesn't increase or screw up, how would you say, times working and all that sort of thing? They do it anyways, right? Or what, as far as their scheduling and all that sort of thing?
As far as,
The
I guess,
day after, weekend is a holiday, so they have to figure out who's gonna be working those days. Do they get
No,
extra
they're-
pay or?
nope, it would just be like a holiday day after off. And, instead of collecting garbage on that Friday, we're gonna collect on Wednesday. City Hall will be closed for business that day.
Okay, so it doesn't,
And we have been the last maybe 4 or 5 years.
Right.
anyway, so.
This will be effective when? Immediately?
Tonight.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday would be their first one.
Alright, because I know my wife was always asked, what day did I pick up garbage? I told her Friday before, but now I'm gonna have to.
No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's in the paper.
They put it out for Wednesday right away,
Yeah.
or just,
And please pass the word
Yeah,
to
pass the
people
word if you
that
hear
it's
of it.
new this year that it'll be Wednesday.
What about recycling? That's a different story, that's a different.
Cares?
yeah, that's,
Put it in the garbage.
Well, no,
Well, that's still the
first and third, it's not,
it wouldn't be this week anyway, so.
That's right.
They do.
We screwed up, it was supposed to be last week for us.
The recycling center is open every afternoon and on Saturday mornings, except for Friday.
Every afternoon now?
One until 4:30.
Monday,
Every
Tuesday,
afternoon?
Wednesday, and
Monday, Tuesday,
Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, and
Saturday morning.
Yeah,
from 8 till
yeah,
12.
yeah, not Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
They're closed on Friday.
afternoons, and Saturday mornings.
Oh. That's nice to
I'm glad you know that.
know. Yeah.
Any other questions in regards to the Thanksgiving holiday schedule?
That should be in the paper.
It'll be late by now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
I didn't get the I would make them catch.
That's Colster.
Something
Fetch
about
Fetch
the
and Colstead.
Thanksgiving to, oh, that's, oh,
Giving
the
them,
persons,
giving them that day.
that
Day off.
holiday,
Yes.
the day after Thanksgiving.
Feltus.
Yeah.
Wojni.
Yes.
Holsted.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Motion
Yes.
carries. Sleeping over there tonight, Todd?
A little bit, yeah, I haven't had
Item 8B, approval of Johnson Block and auditing service for
So moved.
2017. Motion by Feltus, second by Fetch. Any questions? Everybody knows what this is in regards to?
It's just administrative tools, right?
Correct. Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Feltus.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Colston.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yeah.
Motion carries. Item 8C, authorization to open a savings account for
So moved.
Arcadia Public Library. Motion by Feltus.
Is it proper to do that before you're done
Yes.
speaking?
Yep.
Well, that's so moved.
You can do whatever you like.
Well, I don't wanna interrupt
That's fine.
the mayor.
Motion by Fetch. Is there a second?
Second.
By Colstead. Questions?
What do they need it for?
Bill, do you wanna explain or?
It's in the
Well,
letter.
He's got
The
money.
library
It's in the
board
letter.
talked, and we have a main savings account with different general ledger accounts that make up the total balance, and they want their funds completely pulled out into a segregated account.
That's fine. 8C.
There's no other questions, the clerk will call the roll.
Wojni.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yep.
Colston.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Everybody's a little off their game tonight, huh?
Everybody got a deer on the brain.
I didn't see anything, was it here out there?
Mm-hmm.
Item 8D,
Only in Minnesota, huh?
approval of updated vacation schedule for the policy.
Is it
manual.
Pruitt's spelled right?
Approve, yeah,
Yep.
someone,
What were you thinking?
Motion by Fetch, is there a second?
I'll second it. What's, I don't know, there's.
Joe's just taking, he feels a little guilty that
Yeah,
he
yeah.
showed up late today. Somebody
Yeah.
probably took his parking spot, so he's trying to
He's
get
still
over
up in
something.
That too, I gotta have that thing told, where's the cow?
Second by
still
Colstead.
up in a tree stand.
That'd be my condo.
Questions, comments,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
explanation?
for what?
What you
What
just
you-
made the, what you just made the motion on.
Approval, yeah, somebody wanna explain that, sure, go ahead.
Kinda remind me of Harold England from Trumbull when I was on the county board. He'd make the motion and we'd start talking and he'd come to vote. You'd forget that he was on.
Yeah, really.
Great guy.
I thought you moved on already here.
So, in going through the policy manual, kind of like that floating holiday, making it consistent among all departments, the same with, the vacation schedule. In the vacation schedule, we have some referred to as days, number of days, some are weeks. And to get everything consistent, we have one vacation schedule. The police department they have their 12-hour shifts, so they're listed in a separate column. And then we just will have everybody else in the city. It'll be kind of whether you're on the call rotation schedule, because that's, that's defined differently versus, but it sets out a consistent schedule for everybody instead of having four.
Part of the city doing one thing and part of the other, and another part doing something else. Makes it more consistent, more efficient.
5 schedules. Sorry.
That's all right, Kevin. Is
You
there any
don't
other
realize
questions?
It's national holiday, Kevin.
I mean, I'm like pulling people, I'm like, oh my God. Just got
I
on.
thought you were just excited the Vikings won.
That too.
They
I got
did?
a copy.
They
You got a copy of.
Clerk will call the roll.
Sure.
Do we wanna bring him up to speed to see if he wants to vote on it or not, or no?
This
Well,
is for the approval of the updated vacation schedule for the policy manual to bring everything as being consistent instead of having, was it 4? Five with the police? 5 different schedules.
That and back, you can just, so you can quick.
If you don't wanna vote on it, that's completely fine.
I don't know enough about it to vote right
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want a further explanation, or is it okay if the rest of us vote?
now. That's okay.
Clerk will call the roll.
Slusher?
Yes.
Fetch?
Yes.
Feltus?
Yep.
Wojni?
Yes.
Holsted?
yes,
Mason?
Abstain.
Item 8E, excuse me, discussion and possible action on utilizing Crescendo Consulting for a community center / rec center / library project.
I can explain this one for you guys, the motion. So as you know, the school board is moving forward on, working with architects to design their middle school gym, community center, and they've asked for the library to be up there also. Now, they asked that the library provide its own funding, if they wanna be up there. School is going to the referendum in April 2018, for the school portion, the school gym portion, with the idea that the donated funds, would be used for the community center. So as you can see, there's a quick timeline here, and there's the question of whether or not, or how, the library is going to be supported, you know, when it's moved up there, as it wasn't included in the donated funds. With that being said, there's also a question of, you know, if the community center became, you know, if it was to become what everyone thinks it's to become, all of the donated funds being used for the capital cost, the building, how do you then go about making purchases for equipment, et cetera. And so if there was, and there's a joint meeting coming up, but the reason that this item is on the agenda, is that if it was going to be given any consideration, earlier would be better, because you'd wanna try to build this thing together, if the library's going to be up there. We do have, currently an open contract with Crescendo Consulting. That contract has an amount of $27,000. We've paid $12,000 for them already, and we haven't utilized them yet, and I believe it's been about a year and a half now.
It's been more than that.
I was gonna say, cause he was on before you got on then, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
that was
Yeah.
spending time with that other guy.
So,
You ran it down our throat.
it's, again, you know, there's an opportunity here, whether or not there's gonna be a municipal center. The contract was for a municipal center, which included fire, ambulance, library, city hall, court.
Initially.
This project up at the school district is different, it's community center and library. So we would, if you do decide to move forward with this, you would have to amend the contract. But again, there's an opportunity there. There's also, funds set aside from the Fairfield, bus shed, development for a recreation center on school property, and that is spelled out in the agreement. Whether or not to utilize some of those funds to fulfill this Crescendo contract to get moving on this, that would make it come together nicely. And I don't know how many other opportunities we're gonna get to have a recreation center up on school district, if they move forward on whatever project they decide to move forward on. So just things to consider, again, the reason it's on here is because of the timeline in which the school district expects to move on this, and go to referendum. Would make sense that if we believe that the library is up there, and if the city chooses to contribute to the community center, in any way, shape, or form, the opportunity to do so would be now. And I don't know, you know, and we have to re-engage in conversation with Crescendo to see what they think, how successful they can be. Some issues here is that, how much money can you fundraise when people know that the school's gonna go to referendum for the same project? So there's different staging there, up for discussion.
Go ahead.
Personally, I'm not really in favor of all this until I see what they're offering. Personally, I'd like to see the library someplace else, I don't want it up there. because of who's gonna administer it, who's gonna be in charge, who's gonna have, where are we gonna get the land, where are we gonna get the land in the first place? Second thing is all the money that's being offered seems like it's being taken up by the school. They want a gym so bad that they're going to come up with some ideas on the community center. What's the community center? How much of a community center are we going to be having and up there, and who's going to be taking care of that? Who's going to administer that in association with the school district? I mean, I love the school district. We got a great school district, but this game of having money out there, and we as a carrot to put up a recreation center, community center. What kind of a community center? We saw this plan that Mr. Lockington came to us a while ago and said, well, we're gonna have this here, we're gonna have this here, we're gonna have this here. And hey, I mean, it looks kinda good in a way, but to me, it looks like the school district is gonna come out like a bandit as far as with the greater share of the money, and what are we gonna get out of it? And where are we gonna put all this stuff? Well, we need to look at this and where we're going to be placing our dollars, and where we're gonna place our buildings and all this sort of thing, because of who's gonna be in charge of it. Is the school district gonna be in charge of those buildings, and because it's on their property?
Well, that's all things, all valid points, Todd, and Bill and I have gone and expressed the city's behalf, because, you know, at times we can't feel as though we can take over a facility of a certain size, because we have to look out for the city, and really the community is not just the city of Arcadia, but it's the greater community. So that's a great point. Obviously, school district safety is the #1 concern. You know, library, anybody can come into at any time, or a rec center. But to my knowledge, the letter that was addressed from the foundation that was gonna give the money was addressed to the school district to provide it, not to the city of Arcadia. And that's a little different, so we're acting as a second source and seeing what they wanna do and how they wanna proceed. But we will be having a meeting, I think, in the beginning of December.
Yeah, well, a joint meeting, and I
Joint
wanna
meeting
just
with
touch
the
up
school
on a
board.
couple of points there before I forget. In regards to the operations of the facility in itself, we're currently engaged in they have a small committee that's trying to put this together, and how this is gonna look like, we don't know yet. We have some idea of some type of joint powers agreement, which once created would have to come across all the different boards for approval. So if you think of something like the fire board, or you think of something like the ambulance board, something similar to that. Again, we don't know exactly how it's gonna look like, it's still being put together right now. In regards to the library being on a different site, it's not to say that the fundraising campaign can't be just for the library. There's a question of where the funds are coming from to pay for it, but, could it be spin off that, the library has certain funds set aside for their new building? Could they potentially utilize that to purchase property and then use the fundraising campaign for everything else? I don't know, just things that I'm gonna throw out there right now.
Well, being on the library board, you got some comments about that, or?
Well, I'm just going to get back to going with, Crescendo. I don't think we know enough as to where it's going to be, or what we're going to have, or what it's going to be connected with to start fundraising. I mean, I don't wanna miss some deadline, but,
And this is something that does not need to be acted on tonight.
right?
No, I mean, this is just as an option out there, when we talk about it as something that are we going to fundraise, is the library gonna fundraise, is the school gonna fundraise, who's gonna fundraise? We've already paid, when we think about something
$12,000.
towards something, we might wanna think about using it. I'm not saying that now is the right time, not saying it would happen or for what part it would happen, but we may want to,
Right,
If we were to use it for this project, now would be the time, because it's gonna get to a point where it's too late to utilize it
like,
for this project.
when do you guesstimate that point to be, that we couldn't utilize it?
Would lose some money then?
No, not saying that not saying that we lose the money, but because of the referendum. The referendum is in April 2017. So you have to, or 2018, excuse me. So you have to coordinate your fundraising efforts with that, you know, because when, say for example, if the library was to be up there, whether it's to be up there or not, but if it was to be up there as part of this project, if they go to referendum in 18, and they expect to build at the end of 18, well, you kinda have to get pretty organized before that if you're organizing for the library. And that's why talking about it early, not saying that there has to be a decision made, would be the correct thing to do, is just have the discussion around it.
So we got how much time to think about this before we gotta make a decision on, and
we
acting on this
have
funding?
meetings every 2 weeks, we can surely put it on the agenda and ask questions, and if it wants to be acted on, it can, and if not, but
Especially related to this joint committee, or the.
Well, I think we're trying
That's
to have a joint committee meeting at the beginning of December. The school district's already said they're gonna try to go to referendum in April.
Is the public going to say, hey, we need a recreation center, we don't need a library? Are they going to, cause that's the cities.
You know,
Right.
what we really need,
They're not, that's what they want, they're pushing.
The
The
referendum
referendum
is
not for the library, though.
the referendum would
is
not
for
be
the
for the library, it would be for
Right.
the school
Definitely.
portion, for school
Yeah.
stuff only.
But the way that they're connected is when they're gonna build this thing. I mean,
If we can save money on heating, electrical, bathroom, stuff that could be jointly
Right.
used between a community type center and a library, could
Up-
save us money
up
up
there.
there. And, you know, one of the ideas is, do we need, how long of a contract, do we, or a lease agreement, and, you know, there's a lot of
Oh,
moving parts,
who's gonna do what?
right?
who's gonna maintain
That's,
it?
that's
That's a major
Yes.
question.
the main
No.
thing.
Cause it's their property, you know, it's their,
It's kinda like we're double dipping, or they're double dipping on us, cause we pay school tax, plus we're gonna pay the city portion.
they're all concerns that we raised with them.
I've brought that up multiple times, I said, you know, if we look at, as a city, and we're gonna put this forward, or borrow money, or not borrow money, whatever, the city would be paying twice.
You
To
know,
get the rec center off of Main Street, to get the library off Main Street, we get everything up in one area. And if we have to tighten our belts, we tighten it right here. I heard that at a utility commission meeting, the buck stops here. And if you want the name, I'll tell you after the meeting. But we gotta get that stuff off of Main Street and get everything in one central area, so that when you go to multiple places, you get the kids off of Main Street. That's my vote, one voice.
And the school has concerns of how well is their campus, and how big is it, how much green space left, I mean, they have legitimate concerns on their
What-
board
what-
of how big is this gonna be, and
Right.
are they gonna run out of land, I mean,
Right.
those aren't our concerns,
What if they have to move the other school up there?
right?
Right,
And
that's
they're,
the biggest thing,
they're trying to
that's
do,
coming.
Right.
and they're trying to do a master plan of how this can all
And we could
work
work down
together.
here. We could
The
use those
buses
facilities.
go to one place then.
Well, and to be truthful, I don't think the school board exactly knows what the plan is here. And they're working towards it. So these questions are very good questions, and we're trying to assist as best we can. But we're still waiting for them to give us some answers too.
Yeah,
Which-
we're proceeding cautiously.
Why don't we wait on
Very.
this until after we have that joint meeting with them?
Anybody ever talk to Shank and see if he'd sell 5 acres?
Still,
well,
Oh.
weren't you gonna ask about building on the corner of the park at one time?
that'd be great.
Can't get a meeting with him.
Well,
Well, Shank's property, if we could use some of that 10 million to
Well-
buy property.
Well, you gotta find it first.
Again, that
Well, I don't
money
wanna-
is to this.
Why do we wanna buy it when we
Letter
have land
addressed,
that's there?
is addressed to the school
That's
district.
the other thing,
Yeah.
we could put up a municipal center with the new city hall library in the park. We own the land.
We own the land.
And
Why
I
do
don't
we
wanna,
wanna buy
I
that?
don't wanna
Yeah,
stray
that's-
too
yeah,
far
that's-
away from our conversation on
Yeah, yeah.
Crescendo,
Good point.
but, you know.
But then we can advertise for what we're advertising for with them.
Yeah, we can go round and around here. So what do we want to?
I mean, this is just an idea of, we've already paid them $12,000. If we're going to do some sort of a campaign, and I know I sat right over there when that was brought up, not at the table, but behind where Deb is. And I know there was mixed feelings about it, but it is what it is now. We have to
Right.
live with it, and that's just something that, can we utilize moving forward? That's something we need to think
Yeah.
about.
I think that's, we just need to know more before we okay
I
this.
think we're trying to do something
Well,
the first week or the second week in December.
Yeah, we've,
It's the second week.
like I said, I don't even think that the school district knows what this is. I know that they've engaged in an agreement with an architectural firm to try to design this thing. But the question is still out on who's going to operate and maintain it.
You better
Well, that's
remind
gonna
them
be,
that they better use the proper building stuff.
We've sent that to the school board multiple
We
times.
sent that.
Do we know what this architectural rendering is supposed to include? Is that supposed to include the rec center plus community center plus a library? Or is it just the rec center or what they want, or because, like I say,
I
it's.
think what they've heard, and what, what the surveys that we've done and we discussed at the last meeting, is that library, community rooms are needed in this area. We've given that information to the school.
And we haven't seen the design come out yet, but the last I heard, they were going to do, the middle school arena, whatever you wanna call it, community center plus rec center, and then have the library as an option.
So the rec center, which would, take the burden off of the high school now, Louis has, 500, 600 people a weekend?
Well, I don't know, the last time we were at a meeting,
Well, from the survey that we conducted, I believe the number was 600 soccer
Right,
participants, 400 basketball
basketball.
participants.
Well, that's a lot.
Lots used.
couple Wednesdays ago, well, I guess a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks, gonna be 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, we went to a meeting, walked down, the gym was full. I mean, it was basketball, soccer, basketball, volleyball, it was full, which is
Saturday,
great.
Sunday?
This was a Wednesday night
Oh, Wednesday night,
at whatever, 7 o'clock.
because there's no
7.
school stuff then, because.
There
it's
was
a
no
church
school
night.
stuff, yeah, but there was probably 100, I would say. Roughly, 100 kids in there,
But you talking to rec center or there?
up there.
But down here, the other Saturday, I was gonna take Maya down and shoot some baskets, and it was booked from noon till 4 o'clock.
Right.
I couldn't even take her down there to shoot baskets,
Busy.
so it's being used.
And the guy called Bill the next day, and I said, I don't know if that was good planning by the school to show how much was there when we were all there, but, because they've always tell us how heavily utilized it is, and
Right.
you walk downstairs and there's kids coming in and out and using it, and it's a good thing, I mean.
Yes.
Oh, yes, oh, definitely, and we want to do that. So, getting back to this thing here then, so we just want to authorize or think about utilizing some of these
Yeah, I mean,
planning to
Table
help
it
out.
till-
We would have to
To
go
help
back,
out the
we would
school.
have to go back to them to see if we can
Modify the
modify
contract.
our
Yeah, I
contract,
think-
number one. If they don't let us modify the contract, it's kind of a moot point, and they have $12,000 up on us.
And I think the conversation here is, look, we have a contract with Crescendo. What are we gonna do with that? If we're thinking about utilizing that for this project, the community center and the library, let's start those conversations with these people so that we can amend the contract. And if we do that, then we don't have to go back into our general fund to pay the rest of the contract. We can go to this assessment agreement to pay for the contract. If not, then we leave it where it is, and no matter what, I think we still need to talk to Crescendo, because if you look at it, it's expired, right? We amended it once already to extend the deadline, the timeline of the agreement, and we haven't extended it then. I don't know about you, I don't like a contract hanging out there, so we should do something with it.
So they would help the school, I mean, we would work with them, by
No,
amending the contract, then we would have to work with the school, something
I
like that.
think
or
at
what,
the
or-
minimum, you wanna extend the contract.
Well, yeah, and when I say do something with it, I don't mean use it for the project. I mean, when you look at the contract language itself, at the minimum, you wanna at least extend the
So maybe we wanna
contract.
have a motion to have you speak with them about amending our contract, number one, and then we can always bring it back of what it's gonna be utilized for.
Correct, but I need some direction, I mean, do we just wanna start the conversation here with them and see if there's an out of the contract?
Why don't we invite them to the next meeting?
And my question is, can't you
Or
just
telephone call.
talk to them and see what some of, our options may be without actually,
Yeah,
Passing
I don't,
this?
I mean, if they come to the meeting, I don't think we're gonna have any information for them.
Where are they out of?
Somewhere like
Mhm.
southeastern Minnesota, like
Well,
Lewiston
then a phone call,
or-
if there's some, put them on the
Lewiston
phone,
or
like we
Lanesboro
do at the
or
utility
something
commission
like
meetings.
that, if I recall.
Put them on the phone and,
but yeah, we probably just, the most important thing right now would be to extend that contract so that
To
$12,000
modify it.
isn't,
Extend the contract and see if we can modify it to fit our needs.
And that, again, that's not saying we have to do it.
Or should we do
Just
it?
talk to them.
right,
So you wanna
right.
get, is that motion having the city administrator make contact with
Yeah.
Crescendo and?
Motion by
Do we have
Feltus,
to have a
I'll
motion for that?
Or did
not
you?
necessarily, but
Oh, does-
You or me,
I'll
you can
second
do
it.
it.
Can
I mean,
You can do it.
it's basically, I think it would be better, was there a second?
Yeah.
I think it may be better, cause when he goes to Crescendo, when Bill goes to Crescendo and says, this is the direction I'm getting from the council, they need to say if this can be changed. Otherwise, it might be more gray area, like they
Okay.
might not even be willing to make it change.
okay,
That the council wants it, but these parameters can it be changed, and how can it be utilized? If it can't,
So right now, the contract is for a city,
government center, I think is what it
government
was
center, this
worded,
type of
right?
thing.
Well, it's called a community center, but it includes, city hall, library, court, ambulance,
Fire,
fire.
you know,
Yeah,
so some of those are,
We don't need the ambulance anymore, cause they got their own shack.
well, that's a little, yeah, it's a different animal, you know, fundraising for a library is completely different than raising for a
so
fire.
things have changed just a little bit.
A lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it, yeah.
Is there more questions, or we can instruct Bill to do that, and he can get in touch with Crescendo?
Does that give you what you need, Bill, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just need some direction on this, and if, again, if it's yes, no, or maybe, then at least I could tell them, look at the contract, it was, at the end of December 31st, 2015, so. And again, we've paid $12,000 in already, so.
We haven't got anything out of it yet.
No.
Not yet.
There's a motion and a second. Any other questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Wojni,
yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Flusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes,
Feltes.
Absolutely.
Motion carries. Item 9A, approved bills of general account, the amount of $648,612.86.
So move.
Motion by Feltus, second by Slusher. Questions?
What are we getting for $20,935 and 91 cents for landfill monitoring? That just the test wells or?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a tough call.
that's a yearly fee.
$20,000,
Do they submit reports then? Do they stockpile them in their own locker, or do they send them in?
They have reports and then they send them to me too, I have them upstairs.
And Madison gets them too, or who gets them besides you? Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Holston?
Yes.
Mason?
Yes.
Slusher?
Yes.
Batch?
Yes.
Feltes?
Yeah.
Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries. Licenses, discussion of possible action on operator licenses.
I don't know
Yeah,
any
just
of
say
them.
it either.
There's nothing in here.
I guess we have none.
We don't have any.
All right.
Future agenda items.
Check
Mr.
my
Slusher.
hunting license.
Mr. Fetch.
I just upcoming, that's the next one here. Nothing other than usual, I'm working on some bicycle stuff, but,
Okay. Bring it forward when you're ready.
yeah.
Mr. Feltus.
Nope.
I've got three things, please.
Sure.
Do we have a situation, do we have anything in the works, on the books about drones? This is in the Winona paper, and this is what it reads. City officials said Wisconsin legislature also studying regulation of drones because of complaints about trespassing and invasion of privacy. Do we have anything in our books? We should be proactive. If we don't have anything, we could maybe get started on something?
Sure.
Yeah, we don't
We don't
have
have
anything
anything.
currently.
Well, then I think we should,
Shoot them down.
well, I don't own a gun. You gotta get a gun first.
Just call me.
And then,
That would make a great paper article.
Do my truck right now.
He's got a duck hunter, he should be able to.
do we have requests for multiple languages besides Spanish and English? This is, I just renewed my son's
We,
renewal, and this is what I got in the letter, and I don't even know,
which line, did you read the first part or?
well, just look at it, I don't even know what, I don't know where,
Which license you're talking about, or what is it for?
well, I'll show you. It's my son, he's special needs.
Oh, special needs, okay.
This is what
I
came
think
in.
sometimes we had some, was it Somali or Swahili?
Holy cow, look
With
at all
some
this.
Somali customers, but,
My question was, do we have requests for different languages other than the two that we have?
I have not.
If not, then, okay.
Very, even if we do, it's few and far between.
Okay, then that's good. And then the third thing is, we were authorizing an audit. Can someone sitting at this table authorize an independent audit of something in the city? Yes or no?
An individual.
I'm not so sure that
or
should be
common-
talked
Well,
about in
I'm
future
not gonna
agenda.
say what, but it'll be a closed session deal. So put that on for
Authorization of an audit.
requested by a city, somebody sitting at this table.
Okay. So city council.
That's all,
member
that's all I
request
need, that's all I got.
audit. Sure.
Yep.
We can look into that, Bob. Okay, thank you. Ms. Goldston?
I'm still wondering about the air quality issue or
For.
City
city- this building.
I don't think anything's been done or tested on that boat.
Well, I think we've seen a email recently about that, but we're still trying to find out who's able to do it.
Okay.
Go from there.
Our last thing kinda, they can't do municipals, so.
Okay. Anything else?
Bite my tongue, but the Dave know of anybody?
Did what?
I never thought I'd hear the words come out of your mouth.
I said bite my tongue.
Mr.
Maybe know
Feltus.
of anybody about the air quality.
Oh.
My cost just asked.
We can double check, yeah.
I mean, it needs to be done.
I just I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words.
I said, bite my tongue.
Upcoming meetings, December sixth.
December what?
What is it?
December sixth.
5:30 here?
Is it
How
the
about
sixth or
December-
is it the fourth?
how about
Is it
December
Monday or is
4th?
it? Cause
Well,
December
it
sixth is a
it
Wednesday.
It is the fourth.
That's the fourth.
Okay.
That's what I had on
Okay.
here. It says, whoa.
I won't be able to
And 5:30?
Yes, here at City Hall.
5:30 here at City Hall, and then
be
we'll
there.
be in contact with you for probably that following week. Hopefully with the school board, and that would be up there, second floor, room
The super
218.
room there on second
We'll
floor.
figure that out and get information out to you.
Yeah, the sooner the better.
Yep. I'd entertain a motion to go into
So
closed
moved.
session
There.
by
Second?
Feltus, second by Fetch. Clerk will call the roll.
Mezek.
Yes.
Slasher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion by Fetch, second by Mezek. Clerk will call the roll.
So our eyes on one.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
This is from
Motion
Yes.
carried.
Wow.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Slasher, second by Felton. Joe's just warming up now, we should have another meeting right away.
All right.
I wanted to bring something.
Clerk will call the roll.
Slasher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yeah.
Wojni.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Just trying to get, we stand adjourned. Just trying to get past